Grace. Personal problem.
Please,
I beg. You already
tell-
said your ancestors are working
don't
for you.
tell me what to
Allow your
say.
ancestors to work for you.
Don't tell me what to say.
If you want to talk about your personal problem, I will leave.
Come on.
And then the more of us
Go now. Go.
You know my way now. You cannot win the wager alone. You cannot win. He has worked with me before. So do the I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you.
It's another exciting week in the Big Brother house, and the theme for this week is Face Your Fear. So Big Brother is drilling and drilling and drilling them, making them act drama that has to do with scary things, bringing in the ninjas when they are free to place worms on them. Oh, I love Big Brother. Big Brother is the gift that keeps giving. Yes, and welcome to BB Niger Updates here on Leadership TV, and I am Cynthia Anado. I love to talk Big Brother and give you the latest updates from the house. You know that this morning Big Brother asked them, housemates, freeze! And then we just saw two ninjas coming into the house with a bowl of worms and placing it on each of the housemates, and you need to see the chaos that erupted in the house. Well, the ones that stood out to me were Kola, Imisi, and Rooboy. Rooboy was screaming at the top of his voice. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Why are you screaming this way because of worms? But we know that different things make people scared. When you talk about fear, it's subjective to humans. What makes you scared might not make the other person scared. When you talk about cockroaches, snakes, maybe dark places, different things that actually elicit fear from you. That's what the Big Brother show is all about. Like Big Brother always tells them, you'd have to work every week for your money. You can't just come and take 150 million naira and go away. You actually have to earn it. Well, let's go right into the house now. We'll be talking so many things. Kola, Dede, of course, Mide betraying Dede. That's spilling secrets to Bright and Kola. We'll also be talking about nominations, and also congratulations to Rooboy for clinching the HOH title. Also for the week. Well, Thelma and Faith, we're also seeing another buzz from there. Is there any tax that these two people partake in that they don't drag each other? We'll be getting into all of that. So you want to watch till the very end of this video. If you're also live on all our social media platforms, we'd love you to like, share, and also leave a comment. Let's start from the top now. From yesterday, we saw Monday. You know how Mondays are now. It's time for nominations. A lot of the housemates will be doing media rounds on each other. I always take these things as strategy, honestly, because why is it that on a Monday you decide to undertake somebody's name and start spreading, spreading and dropping seeds? There's a reason why some of these housemates do this. You might see them as naive, like they don't know what they're doing, but trust me, they know what they are doing. I've been watching Kola's movement in that house all the way from last week. Remember last week when Zita was the HOH, and then some people gathered her, Kola, culture, and some of them, and they were like trying to beg her to give them immunity. Oh, when you have the chance to say, please save me and all of that. And Big Brother had to call her out for it and even nullified, that particular group and say she couldn't save anybody from all of the names that were mentioned. I think she ended up, saving Faith or giving Faith that immunity. But then we have always seen Kola in these gatherings, and this particular day yesterday, he started with Jason J and he moved on to Dede, but we'll get into all of that. First of all, the camera panned to Kola and Imisi having a discussion about Jason J, and then he went on and said, okay, Jason, I feel like Jason doesn't like me and blah blah blah. Imisi has a lot of things to say when it comes to conversations like that. It even extended all the way to Bright. She said, even that your friend Bright, I don't trust him. I feel like he makes you do things you're not supposed to do. He gives you bad advice. And Kola is like, okay, you think so? Getting back into the Jason J situation, let us not forget that on Sunday night, Jason J actually won the HOH challenge. Yes. And then on Monday, of course, the challenger, he had to pick people that he would partake in the game with, and he picked Bright, Culture, and Rooboy. But unfortunately, Rooboy clinched that title. But we'll get into all of that. I think Kola was getting into his feelings about the fact that Jason J didn't pick him, and then he said, okay, Jason doesn't like me. I thought we're cool. I don't know if it's the whole Dede matter. And of course, Imisi had to give her own 2 cents. She was like, okay, I feel like he didn't pick you because of the Dede issue. Maybe you're right, he doesn't actually like you, and all of that. And suddenly we saw the camera moving to Jason and Dede also having a conversation. That conversation too to me was weird. I'm like, what is this? Jason was asking Dede, what's your relationship like with Koyin and Kola? Why would you even want to know? Remember, Dede called these three people her fishes. That's Jason, Koyin, and Kola. He was asking her, what do you, what kind of relationship do you have with them? And Dede was responding and saying, okay, with Kola, I discussed a lot more things with Kola. Kola is sweet, he's nice. With him, the discussions are more in-depth, are more emotional. But with Koyi, it's like we could stay together for hours and we'll just be running around issues without speaking about one particular thing. And then Jason went on to ask her, outside of the house, who do you see yourself, forming a relationship with? Who do you see yourself relating to outside of the house? And this was her response. Let us watch her response and then we'll come back to discuss more.
More intentional. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's more feeling involved, right? And the one thing about feeling involved, I'm wrong. Like, but I do enjoy talking to him as well. He's like one of the sweetest persons in this house. I do, but it's just.
I get this is the insight I was.
Like, it's just like comparing. Like, I can talk to Kola for like 5 minutes and we've spoken about a lot of things. But I can talk to you for 6 hours and we've not even spoken about anything. We're just going around in circles and just talking about the emotional things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not about whose company I enjoy the most. It's just about, I just have a great relationship with the both of them. At the end of the day. Why'd you ask? Why did I even answer? Do you blue powder?
I was just curious.
Why were you curious?
I don't know, it's just a weird curiosity. I see it, I see it playing, and I try to, like, okay, happy, laughing, doing whatever. I see it color, and sometimes you're like having a spark conversation, sometimes you're laughing, you're like, okay. It's just curiosity, nothing deeper than that. I'm just really curious.
They're my guys. They're all my guys.
Cool.
But
Who's your guy? So, who do you think you'll connect to more when you leave the house?
child, I don't know.
Do you know what I think? I think when you leave the house, you're not connecting anybody. I think they'll both feel like, wow, when I come out of this house.
When it comes to these three fishes matter, I don't know why people are buying the matter and trying to attack Dede. They love their Dede. They would always go and come back to the pond. They might go out to stray, but they will always know where home is, which is with Dede. I'm not trying to be sarcastic right now, but I'm wondering why Jason is asking this kind of question. You are the one who has made it known over and over again that you have a relationship outside of the house. Your girlfriend, you are faithful to. You don't want to come out single. You don't want to do anything to annoy your girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. But when he won the H2H game on Sunday, he chose Coin to the surprise of the entire house. To be his house guest. People were expecting, okay, he was going to choose Sultana. But we all know that he and Sultana, all they have is, they just have this, like, a sexual tension. There's nothing deep. It's not in-depth. But with Dede, you see him having in-depth conversations about the outside world, about the house. She encourages him, put more effort in the games, be focused. You see, they speak like brother and sister. Actually love the friendship that they have. But we all know that Jason J has a soft spot for Dede. Although he might not be showing it, but we all know that whatever he has with Sultana is quite different with Dede. We see with Sultana between the sheets, they are cuddling, they are kissing, they are doing all sorts of things. People who are in the same room with them, people like Bright Morgan, of course, they have testified over and over. Even with the viewers, we know what we have seen. But with Dede, it's, deeper conversations, questions. Okay, how do you feel about this? We don't really see him doing all of that with Sultana. So you now asking Dede this question. It's like, what is your business? How does that even concern you? You are her friend, you're her friend. You have a place, in her life in that house. So why are you wanting to know the kind of relationship she has with the other people? These housemates, they can try to pretend, but we know what we are seeing. No wahala. But also another shocking thing that I witnessed yesterday. I'm happy that Kebobo and Imisi are working on their relationship. We know they had a huge blowout. last week where they dragged each other. But it seems that they're on better terms now because K-Bobo was telling Emisi that one person he really likes in the house is Dede. That if not that for the fact he said it in the first week actually, he even said it in the diary room to Big Brother that if not for the fact that Dede was in a relationship, he would have chased. And I'm like, okay, Dede, king of boys, because how do you have 4 men in the house after one particular girl? Well, why won't she get the hate she gets? We all see. And then he was talking about her fishes, her 3 fishes now, in quotes. And he said that if Dede had given him a chance, he would do things a lot more differently. There's something the guys are not doing that he will be able to do. When it comes to acts of service, he's going to serve her, treat her so well. She'll have no chance but to like him back. But he kind of took a step back because she said she had a boyfriend in the house. Not because of the 3 guys that the 3 guys, they are not even competition to him. They are nothing. It's just for the fact that she said, I have a relationship outside. That's why he just, respected himself and stayed on his own. I'm like, now they hot for this household. Is she the only person in his building? We have 4 guys on her matter now. But then Imisi and K-Bobo kind of cleared their beef. And Imisi was asking him, is it how you shout like a woman when you're having issues with your girlfriend or whatever? And another shocking thing K-Bobo said, he said that he has actually gone through something like this with a girl who was in a relationship with her. Sometimes it's better to scream and shout than going physical. Okay, but in short, your matter just tired me. Let's move on now to Rooboy clinching the HOH games on Monday. The challenger, of course. And, Jason J had to pick Bright, Rooboy, and Culture to play the game with him. And at the end of it all, Rooboy clinched the title. It wasn't an easy thing, but let us watch this.
Today's game has 2 phases. Phase 1 will have 2 games, while Phase 2 will have 1. Your first game is called the Warm Race. On eyes. Ensure you retrieve the badge by any means necessary. Do you understand? Head of House Rooboy.
Culture's reaction to dipping his hand into that box that was full of thorns and leaves and something that looked like a dead animal. It was quite hilarious. I love the Big Brother game and just out of the box, things and activities that they make the housemates go through. It's really, really exciting to see. But congratulations to Rooboy. And again, he chose Zita as his house guest. Okay, like a payback. We know Zita also chose him as her house guest last week. Let's move on now to Mide. Who needs enemies when you have friends like Mide in that house? Because why is Mide spilling secrets about Dede to Kola and Bright? I'm not even understanding. Okay, let me start from the top. When Kola finished his media round with Imisi about Jason J, we suddenly saw him with Mide, and he went on and on about Jason not liking him in the house and blah blah blah. The same Jason matter again from Imisi, he took it to Mide, and Mide was of the she was thinking that okay, maybe he probably didn't choose you because these were the people that he played the game with in the first week and he won over them, and he probably thought maybe I should just return the favor, I should give all of us another chance again. That's like one of the logical reasons Mide gave. And then he continued asking her questions. Kola just has this way of entering, let me use the word enter now, entering people in a very, friendly way. He drops seed, he asks you an innocent question, and then you don't know when you start spilling and spilling and spilling. And then he asked me, because I've noticed Kola likes to poke holes when it comes to Mide and Dede's friendship. We've seen it over and over again when we've seen Mide trying to settle them. And it's like he wants her to tell him things about Dede. Sometimes she spills, sometimes she doesn't. But this particular day yesterday was surprising. I'm like, did Dede and Mide have any issue and we didn't see? Because why are you throwing your friend under the bus? Kola asked her and said, okay, I thought that you would even be, under Dede. I thought that you'd just be following her around. I didn't even know that you'd be able to, form your own self, be your own self. I thought you would just be all over her. And Mide was like, no, from the first day I entered this house, Dede came to me and said that she needed the friendship, that she wants us to be, best of friends, that if I leave her for another, if I find a guy, I like a guy and I leave her, she's going to deal with me, blah, blah, blah. She was just the one, and me, I was like, today is the first day now, calm down, let me get to know you well. She was just following me and saying she wants the friendship. I'm like, Mide, how? From where to where? And then for all of a sudden, we saw Bright get into the conversation, and then she just continued spilling. She even said that, I should reduce the way that I stay with Bright. I stay with Bright too much. She said I should do this. He said I should do that. And she just kept on, going and going and going. I've noticed something online. Mide and Kola have shippers. They are even like, oh, if Mide and Kola were the one that shipped, they would have been the greatest shippers. They look like they'll look so good together when they're in love and blah blah blah. Because I've also noticed Mide, she has this soft spot for Kola. It's like when Kola comes with a conversation or a question, she gives him this special treatment. Like, okay, this is the answer to this. This is the answer to that. Some of us might see it as pick me energy. You know how a girl would just be to a guy, like you don't even know how to say no. You don't even know how to use your brain when it comes to conversation. When it's A, you say it's A. When it's B, you say it's B. It shows that you are not really the smartest in the room. And that's what it shows me about Mide. She might be the prettiest girl in the house, but she's definitely not the smartest. Another shocking thing Kola even said, he said, okay, Mide, you are enjoying, I feel like because you are fair skin, you're enjoying pretty privilege in this house. Nigerians are going to like you. They're going to vote for you. And Mide just kept quiet. She didn't even try to defend herself and say, okay, there's more to me than my face. There's more to me than my beauty. I'm a game player. I can do this. I can do that. A guy is telling you, you know that millions of people are watching, and he's probably projecting something and say, okay, there's nothing to you. There's no depth to you except your beauty. And you don't even counter that. Oh my God. Let's even forget about that. What annoys me the most is the discussions she has had with Dede about how to play the game in the house. She just spilled everything out to Kola. She went on and said, okay, even when we came into the house, we were talking about the guys we liked, and I said I liked Kola and Bright, and Dede told me, please just leave that one for me. That one is my own. Leave that one for me. Don't go after him. Guys, I don't even have energy to talk again. Let's just watch some of the things she was spilling and form our own conclusion from there. I'll be back.
But funny thing is, I thought I thought you were always going to be updated as when you guys were friends initially. I felt because they didn't have one to be with any guy. You said that in mind of your own and everything was when you were like, yeah, like you're doing things with Brian and everything. I was like, oh, I'm just telling you like how it's.
No. I also felt that way at some point. That okay, so how do so people will not know this, but when I came in here, when the first time I came here, when Dede walked in, she was the last person to walk in, and when we hugged each other, she was like, "You're sleeping again." She was like, immediately she was like, "Oh, mommy, we need to be best friends. We need to do this thing together. It's me and you. We must not fight." I was a bit like, this is still first day. Oh, calm down. Let me. But she was pushing for it. I swear on my life, she was the one pushing for it. So it felt like, okay, this baby is offering something that feels like a companionship. Why not? I remember when we were even just before guys said, like, oh, if
That's one thing I don't really like about Collab's media rounds. People took it as, oh, he likes Dede so much, he had to let his feelings known. As the day goes by, I'm beginning to see Collab for the strategist and a game player he is. Because you continuously have this girl's name in your mouth, and you drop seeds going from housemate to housemate, and then you form opinions, and people out of their own, internal dislike, or probably just in solidarity with you, when it's Monday, they go and nominate, and they formed opinions about this person. But then that's why yesterday when I talked about the Soso and Dede blowout, I said maybe Mide going to meet so and having a conversation with her about, oh, I see you've not been in good terms with my friend. Like, of what use was that really? Really, it was really of no use. Let's go back to their first blowout where Mide had an issue with Zita in the kitchen and the pot, hitting her with pot and all of that. And then she saw Dede conversing with Zita and say, okay, I need you to have my back. I didn't expect you to laugh with my enemy and all of that. We just saw things change between them. The way Dede takes Mide, to me, is not the way Mide takes, Dede. She has the information about how much people dislike Dede in that house, but sometimes it's like she feels indifferent. Situations where she's supposed to go and, I'm not saying they came together to that house to fight each other's battles, but with the way Mide is moving right now, I feel so sorry for Dede in that house. That's all I have to say. Except Ebuka will help us on Sunday and do the do and reveal the revelation. Let's move on now to nominations. Yes, Big Brother called the housemates into the diary room one after the other, and they had to nominate each other. I missed this kind of nomination. Oh my God. I really don't like the whole house is up for nomination. I really don't like that. I want to see, these housemates, their deepest thoughts, who they are carrying in mind. That's one thing I love about nominations. But please let me know which nominations shocked you the most. Of course, I'll be telling you mine. I was quite surprised, or I wasn't surprised with Mide nominating Zita. Zita returned the favor. But there are like 4 people that actually surprised me, because I was surprised that Koi nominated Sultana. I'm like, after that juicy kiss, you still nominated her. How now? Ivata nominated Thelma. I was seeing some sister vibes between those 2 ladies. And then all of a sudden, you now nominate. That one was surprising to me. But Kola nominating Jason J and Doris. He already has Jason in mind. That one was not shocking. But Doris, Doris at a point in that house was his bestie. So that one was quite, I was quite surprised about that. That was, I was like wondering, okay, what formed this opinion? Dede nominated Sultana and Soso. And Soso also returned the favor, nominating Dede and nominating Dede and Faith, Okay, nominating Dede and Ivata. But I was also, it was really funny when Emisi went and nominated Rooboy. Big Brother asked her, who do you want to nominate? She said, Rooboy. And Big Brother said, you can't nominate the HOH. But we saw Rooboy also returning the favor, nominating Mide. There's no love lost between those 2 people. We all know they do not like each other. There's no need to pretend. But moving on now from nominations, when every was said and done, Big Brother said the nomination process is now complete. So 6 people were asked to stand up. That's the people with the highest nominations. We're talking Sultana, Ivata, Tracy, Zita, Faith, and I'm missing one person now. There's a 6th person. Please remind me. They were all 6 of them were all up for nomination. So Big Brother said the HOH had the power, and he had to go to the tree of trinkets to pick a paper, and whatever he picked from the paper was going to be the fate of the housemates. And he picked a paper from the tree of trinkets, and then it said all nominations are nullified. Let us watch this.
Can I read it out?
Yes, you may.
Nullify nominations.
Head of House Rooboy.
Yes, Big Brother.
You have drawn the power to nullify nominations.
Do you want to do it?
This means your nominations are null and void. Housemates, do you understand?
Rooboy, nullify it.
Return to your seats.
All right, now that particular tree of trinkets, we know that it's a new, something that Big Brother introduced. But I love that. But it's almost like Rooboy's regime as a HOH came with literally nothing, because you have no power. There's no save and replace, nothing. We all know who would have been the victim of that. Emisi. Because Rooboy has it in for her. But then this regime is literally powerless, because the tree of trinkets saying everybody, the whole nomination cancelled. But I feel like every single paper on that tree had that. That's my own personal thinking. Big Brother was not ready to let any housemate go for this week. This is week 5. It's probably nomination free week. But next week, it will be bloody. All right, let's still talk nominations now. Also, what do you think about the 6 people that were, up for nominations? And we can actually see Faith. Faith was the happiest from that nullification. It was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. We could see him grinning, from mouth to mouth. But that spiraled even after that nomination process, that we saw something come out of that. But let's also talk about Big Brother punishing them and saying, okay, there are a lot of people that have been repeatedly breaking Big Brother's rules and regulations. And he said throughout the week, he had special punishments for each of them. While he was, speaking to these housemates, especially about microphone infringement, all of a sudden we didn't see Sultana. We're like, so where is Sultana? And Big Brother started counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Sultana was nowhere to be found. All of a sudden, she started running from the stairs. I guess she was in the top. We really don't even know where. We really don't know where she was. And Big Brother had to give her like extra punishment. He said, "I'll give you extra punishment for your tardiness." Big Brother is actually really mad at them. And then he reminded them that this week they didn't fill up anything in their. He said that they would have to work for the money every week, and they are doing so poorly. So if they know that they wanted to add something to the money this week, they would have to work harder and harder and harder on their wager tax. But then, after the punishment that Big Brother gave to some of the housemates for offenses, varying degrees of offenses, especially microphone infringement, they each went to their groups. They were divided into 3 groups and started working on their wager. And then all of a sudden, we started hearing screams from Thelma and Faith. Don't talk to me like that. Are you the only one that nominated somebody? And you nominated people too. Why are you being so emotional? Let's focus on our task. Please let us watch this. I'll be back.
Personal problem.
Please,
I beg.
don't
You already
tell-
said your ancestors are working
Don't
for
tell
you.
me what to
Allow your
say.
ancestors to work for
Don't
you.
tell me what to say.
If you want to talk about your personal problem, I will leave.
Come on.
And then the one of us
Go
will-
now.
we
Go.
You know my way now. You cannot win the wager alone. You cannot win. He has worked with me before now. You worked with me before, you know. So do
And
the
you know
this
me
thing
started
yourself.
fighting
I'm
you.
not fighting you. I'm not fighting you. But we're talking about wager. You're talking about nominate people.
You don't need to shout.
Did you not nominate
You
people?
don't need to
Faith.
shout. You don't need to
Did
shout.
you not nominate people?
I will not listen to what you're saying if you keep shouting.
Did you not nominate people?
So apparently, some of the housemates in Faith's wager group were not happy with the way he was speaking and going on and on about having to work with his enemies. Oh, now I have to come and do wager with my enemies, people that don't like me. And then he was talking about his consistency, and he was irritating people like Thelma especially. We know that some other members of the group, Mide, Isabella, K, Bobo, they were all complaining about it. But we know Thelma goes from 0 to 100. She and Faith, they're just like the male and female version of each other. And then she goes, oh, I will leave this place. I will leave this way. You know how they be now. You know how I do. I will leave this work for you. And Faith said, don't talk to me like that. Yeah, you can go. It was just a lot. But what is Faith in his feelings? You obviously nominated other people. So why will you carry it on top of your head? The fact that you were told to stand up, it doesn't mean that other people that were asked to sit down were not nominated. Everybody nominated everybody. So just suck it up and continue your life. Why would you be going over and over and over about your enemies? You have to work with your enemies. That's the beauty of the Big Brother show. You came into the Big Brother house. You're supposed to suck it up and move on as the day goes by. And then suddenly, we also saw them trying to, some of the shopping that they did, and they had to share some of the food. I saw a picture of where they were sharing the onions, and Kola was just at a corner, folding his hands, and people were like, okay, Kola made mention of his father warned him not to come to this. There's a word, I'm missing that word. He said not to come to this place, this war zone, and then he's here, and then seeing people sharing 3 onions per housemate. It was really hilarious. And then there was a lettuce issue. I think Dede and Isabella both ordered for lettuce while they were shopping for their food. And probably just one bag came. And Dede took the bag and said, and Isabella was like, okay, you would have to share and all of that. Dede was, okay, fine, I would share. And Isabella goes, there was a word, Isabella, an offensive word she said. I think she said, you don't have a choice. You must share whether you like it or not. But all of a sudden, Koyin carried the matter on his head. He was fighting for Dede, and it became a Dede versus Isabella thing, and then became a Koyin versus Isabella Let us watch this and then we'll be back.
Understand yourself first. Understand yourself first. See what you concern me and now.
This is like the second blowout Isabella and Dede are having in 2 weeks. They had one last week over bread, and now this one. And I'm forced to ask, when did this one start? Does it have something to do with the color factor? The fact that color kissed Isabella after the last Saturday night party? And remember the comment Dede made. She said, there is no how in this house Isabella would come first over something or pass me over something. There's a comment she made. It's just really, really, really funny, because I don't know when this whole dragging started. But people are also dragging Koin for fighting for Dede. It's like, it's a Dede issue. Why did you involve yourself? Koin likes to buy matter that doesn't concern him. These housemates, their matter tire me. But I'm so excited to see what they would plan or what they would deliver from their wager, tax this week. The wager is all about facing your fears. So Big Brother asked them to make a film production that circles around, a group that talks about facing your fears. Things or activities or objects that scare you. You encompass that into a production and then deliver it on the wager presentation day. I'm so excited to see what they come up with. Some of the groups are actually quite calm working. We see Jason J, the Doris, the Denari group. I love how their own tax is coming together. But the chaotic group that has Thelma, Faith, and K-Bobo, we don't know how to come out. We don't know how to come out of that because first they're already fighting and dragging each other. Let us see what comes out of it. But I'm so excited. Last night we saw Big Brother forcing the housemates to face their fears. They were supposed to be sleeping, but he was playing really scary sounds like animals, people screaming, and I was like, Big Soso that was dragging the housemates for making noise and not allowing her to sleep. I'm waiting for her to go and drag Big Brother. That's what I'm waiting for. But also the fact that Big Brother had to bring the ninjas into the house today to scare the housemates. I was so happy. I said this 150 million, the person that finally gets it will know that they'll be happy in their minds and know that they actually work for it. Even the remaining 29 or 28 housemates would also be proud of themselves. I'm like, okay, I endured to the very end. I didn't get the 150 million, but I endured. I faced my fears. Each ninja placing worms on the housemates' heads, their bodies, and you just hear them screaming. It was so exciting. But that's the beauty of the Big Brother show. And I love to bring you all the updates here from the house. I'll be back tomorrow with more updates. Please keep it here with us. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Like, share our page, and also leave a comment. I'm still Cynthia Onwada. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.
Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country.